Hey there folks, Wrel here. This is your weekly update for July 14, 2014. First up in community news, big, huge changes coming to the resource system, hopefully in the near future. Right now, part of the initial revamp is on test server, and what's happening is that resources are being narrowed down to one type called nanites, instead of having three separate ones. You're getting a resource tick every 60 seconds opposed to every 5 minutes like it is on live, and the vehicle acquisition timers are gone, and the certs that you spent on those lines are getting refunded to you. So what this will mean is that you will only be limited by your resource production, not limited by an arbitrary cooldown timer. And that's a really cool thing for players who are trying to get into the vehicle game right now. If you are a veteran player, you've been around for a while, you've started to hoard certification points, remember that since everything is being refunded to you, if you spent a lot in vehicle acquisition timers, that might put you over the 10,000 cert maximum that you currently have. So you really want to spend down to make sure you are going to get refunded the proper amount so that you don't end up with a whole bunch of wasted certs. Currently, as it is on test server, every faction is getting the same amount of resources directly from their warp gate, but this is a temporary thing. Once the initial phase of the revamp is completed, you'll see much more depth when it comes to strangulating enemy resources, and it will actually matter. That said, this is a massive and very positive change to the game that clears the way for adding even more meaningful mechanics and gameplay in the future. There are a few links about these changes as well as links to everything that we'll be talking about today in the video description below, so be sure to check those out. The next thing is that European servers are getting a merger, according to a tweet sent out by David Carey, who is recently named the producer of PlanetSide 2. And the details haven't been worked out yet, but this is probably good news either way for a lot of you folks. Speaking of producers though, Wobberjockey from Reddit put together a nice little spread that shows which staff members exist on the PlanetSide 2 team and what their jobs actually are. Contradictory to popular belief, Higby doesn't actually do everything, and provided you take a look at the chart, you can at least start harassing the right people. Also on Reddit, if you've ever wondered what the prefixes for the weapon names actually mean, I've linked a thread in the video description below and it has all sorts of fun information on that. The last thing that I would like to talk about as far as community news goes is that PlanetSide 2 has started a massive effort to get a lot more streaming done on their official twitch.tv channel. Because of this, a handful of streamers have been given time slots for their very own shows, and the devs are getting a little bit more solo time on stream as well. Command Center is not going to be happening once a month, and instead it's going to be reserved for when there are big updates worth talking about, but Rum and Cola might be getting its own segment, so that should be fun. Outside of the developers, the current streamers are Itzmurda, Kudo Chop, Kid Riot, Sardis, Zoran the Bear, and myself. And I think they'll be adding more to that list in the future, but before you ask, they contacted us about streaming. This is not something that we asked for, it's not something that we signed up for, so the best thing that you could do as a streamer if you want to get recognized is just to stream a whole lot and build out your follower base. I've linked the current streaming schedule in the video description below so that you can see all of the times and days that your favorite streamers are going to be online. That said, as far as the channel goes, on Wednesday I got to host the very first episode of the Battle Rank Go series, which is the weekly show that I'll be doing on PlanetSide 2's official Twitch channel, and that'll be taking place every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time or 3 to 4 p.m. PST. The point of Battle Rank Go is to play with a new character and start building him from the ground up without buying anything. So I don't have a subscription and I won't be buying station cash, but I will be using promos that currently are available to me. For example, right now you can enter the code SUMMERREWARD and get a free NS11P for your character. As we move through the episode, I want to focus on how to gain certs depending on your playstyle and where you should invest them to start building up your momentum. And when I say momentum, that's definitely the right word. You probably will not see it in the first episode for each character, but by the end of the second episode, we should be in a pretty good place. I've uploaded the first episode to the YouTube channel already, and I plan on doing that every week, but hopefully I'll be able to provide you with higher quality production value as we progress. Also this past week, Mukas, Joshino, Pintpot, Wycliffe Slim, Kamikaze78, and myself did a YouTuber squad up, and we had some pretty big plans for the footage, but transferring all of the files to one another proved to be too difficult. Fortunately though, Mukas was able to make an outstanding montage of his epic moments throughout the session. The whole thing is really relaxing, it's mellow, it's well put together, and I definitely suggest giving it a look, especially if you subscribe to Mukas's, Doshino's, Pint Pot's, Wycliffe Slim's, or Kamikaze 78's channels as well. You get to see all of us kind of interact. It's a really fun experience. Another thing that I would like to promote here is that I recently started up a playlist for PlanetSide 2 called Worth a Watch. I usually like a lot of videos on YouTube, and I know that some of you follow that because it helps you discover new content. That's why I like a lot of the videos. But I want the Worth a Watch playlist to be reserved for videos that I really enjoy. So if the good videos are the ones that I'm giving a thumbs up, the ones that I'm liking, then the great videos are the ones that are going to go in the Worth a Watch playlist. I want it to be sort of a timely thing, so I'm probably only going to throw newer videos in there instead of going back and pulling in too many older ones. That said, if you'd like to see or follow that playlist, then feel free to check it out in the video description. Last Tuesday, we put out another kill streak called Ziggurat, where we're just playing up in the Ziggurat, which is a fun little base on the new continent of Hassan. And then on Thursday, we posted up a replay for the very first Battle Rank Go episode. On Friday, Kamikaze 78 and I sat down and answered a handful of questions from our subscribers. That was a fun little conversation, and you can look forward to more episodes of that nature later on. I know I've been neglecting the casual channel lately, but I've been rushing around trying to get a lot of the streaming stuff prepared and things like that, but you should see more Mass Effect content coming soon. The last thing that I'd like to mention is that I am recruiting for my TR outfit on Emerald. Small outfit. I want a small outfit with skilled players who are open to leading, following, learning, and teaching. And if you are interested in joining, then you can look up Babe Ruth in the outfit recruitment system and submit an application. Or you look for an open platoon being run by the outfit, and you play with us there. If you send me a tell asking to join the outfit, I'll probably just put you on the ignore list, and that'll be the end of your chances. There are 3 requirements for recruitment right now. The first is that you need to be a skilled and respectful player. Second is that you need to have no issues streaming your gameplay on Twitch.tv or Hitbox TV. And the third is that you'll need to be open to leading, following, teaching, and learning. Like I said, this is not going to be a large outfit. Maybe 2 squads worth of people to start out with, primarily infantry focused, and then we'll work our way up from there. There's a possibility that this could morph into something more than that, but that's not the focus right now. In case you're curious about the name, there are many reasons for it, and one of which is to just deter players who would have a problem with the name in the first place. That said, I'd like to leave you with some footage wrecking shop with the Track 5. I seriously forgot how good this weapon was as I switched to the Jaguar and the T5 AMC pretty early on, but yeah, it's great and the footage is decent, so thanks very much folks. Wrel signing off.
Frosty, this fight is all but won. That will make them think twice.